Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the update stream. This is Bugs here. I'm joined today by Artemis and Miss D. Say hi, guys.
Hey everyone.
Hey guys.
So, first and foremost, I'm going to clear up for everyone wondering wait, when's WHIP? Which, of course, everyone asks every week, but specifically this week because of the daylight savings time changes and all that BS. It's kind of confusing because the UK changed their time like last week, and the US hasn't changed their time yet. So we're kind of in this middle ground here. But of course, Rust is developed by FaceBunch, which is a UK based business. So they are operating off of UK time. So basically, it's the normal time if you're over on that side of the pond in Europe or whatever. But if you're in the United States, then it's going to seem like today's update and the stream is an hour later than usual because, well, it kind of is. But we're just following the UK time of things and the FaceBunch time of things. And so the update is coming out at 3 p.m. EST or EDT. I don't know the fucking difference. Eastern time or 7 p.m. GMT. Basically, 59 minutes from now is when the update is expected. So, yeah, if you're in the US, we are starting an hour later today, but it's just due to all this time zone, time change BS. And it should all be cleared up by next week because I believe the US is changing their time in a couple days. So anyway, that's the deal with if we're why we're an hour later or force wipe is an hour later or whatever. It's just the whole time zone or time change stuff. So 59 minutes from now, there should be an update and a forced wipe. As always, we're going to go through what is going on with this update, what you as a player can expect to see in this update. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to do at @MissD_, that's me, in chat. And we'll get to as many questions as we have the opportunity to. Before we get into what is coming in this update, I want to give a quick little update on Charitable Rust and the numbers because Charitable Rust took place last month, mid-month, and a huge thank you to everyone who took part in it. And FacePunch has actually donated their portion of the skin sales a bit early this year, which is great. So just the other day, they donated their portion, and that brought up the total amount raised to just over $228,000. And as if that's not cool enough, we still have Rustafied's portion of the skin sales to come in. It takes about a month for Steam or Valve to disperse the funds into our accounts. So we're going to have to wait another 2-3 weeks probably until we can put our portion of the skin sales up. But it should have us beat every other Charitable Rust before and should have the final number be right around $300,000 raised for Charity Water. So, what a tremendous number. What an awesome figure. That's going to bring fresh water to multiple communities around the world who currently don't have access to it. And it's literally going to impact the lives of thousands of people for years to come. And I just can't thank enough everyone who participated. And a real special thank you, as always, to FacePunch for their cooperation and participation in this event. They helped us with the skins, they helped us with marketing and all this stuff. And then they also agreed to very generously donate their portion of the proceeds of the skin sales and allow these skins to be on the item store for the week. And that is where, as you can see, when they put up their portion of the skin sales, that is where the majority of the funds that this event raises come from, is from the skin sales. So just a huge thank you to FacePunch and specifically Alistair and Earn for their support with this event this year. It could not be what it is. It wouldn't generate what it does without FacePunch's tremendous support. So a huge thank you to them. And once again, a huge thank you to everyone who bought skins, who tuned in for the day of, who donated to the Tiltify campaign in other ways. It was such a tremendous success. I'm really thrilled with it. A huge thank you to the other orgs who participated, Nexus, Rust Reborn, Rustaholics, and just everyone who took part in it. I can't thank you enough. What a huge win for Charitable Rust and Rust as a whole. And that's Charitable Rust 2023 pretty much complete now. We'll have the final number in 2-3 weeks. I'll post. So by the December update, I should have the exact final number of what's raised, and it should be on the Tiltify campaign. but it looks like it's going to be right around $300,000, which is more than we've ever raised before in any single year. It brings the total amount raised for Charitable Rust over 9 years running to like $1.3 million. And I'm just so proud and so thankful to everyone who participated. So thank you to everyone related to Charitable Rust. Now let's get into the update. So once again, the update is coming out in about 55 minutes. It is a weird time zone, time change thing. I keep saying time zone. It's not a time zone thing so much as it is a time change thing. But because the UK went forward or back or whatever they did, they went back and the US hasn't. It's a little wonky, but in about 55 minutes, we should see this update hit. It is a map wipe only, as most first Thursday of the month updates are. They just force a map wipe. There's no sign of a forced blueprint wipe, although many Rustified servers and many other community and official servers do choose to wipe blueprints when that first Thursday update hits. And so all Rustified servers, with the exception of medium threes and long threes, will be wiping blueprints when this update hits. Our medium threes and long three servers, both in US and EU, do not wipe blueprints now unless it is forced by Facepunch. So that's just a heads up for y'all. But yeah, that should be happening just around the turn of the hour in just over 50 minutes. So what is coming in this update? Well, one of the headliners is this base decor DLC, the Frontier base decor DLC. And this features a bunch of items to, well, decorate your base as you would expect. The DLC should be live on the item store in the next little bit. I'm just checking right now if it's on there yet. Oh, I do see it. Yeah, there we go. Frontier Decor Pack is what it's being called. And it is $12.99 USD. It might change depending on where you are in the world, but $12.99 is the price point for US people. And this decor pack gets you a whole slew of items. In fact, um, I I don't even have a full list of items in front of me, but I'm gonna try to go through all of them. And Artemis and Misty, please do help me if I need it, which I'm sure I will.
Sure, no worries.
Time will
but
tell.
but yeah, let's start with, first of all, if you've seen the mirrors did not make it in. I'll start with what didn't make it in. The mirrors, we saw them come into staging last week. If you were tuning into the update preview stream last week, you would have seen some wonkiness with the mirrors where it was like showing the deployables, but not the uh, base building blocks. And they did fix that throughout the week on staging. And we were watching the mirrors on staging throughout the week to see, but in the back of my head, I was kind of like, these mirrors are, it's, that's iffy. And it turns out they were pulled at the last minute due to performance concerns. And I think it was just something with how they were trying to go about the mirrors. It is a cool effect, and it was cool to see. We still do have some mirrors up just for fun because they are still technically in the game as of now. They're just not part of the DLC pack quite yet because of, well, performance concerns. And I can see that because it's a lot to calculate what's going to be in the reflection. It kind of has to feed back what the user is seeing. And I can see where there would be some complications with that and performance concerns with that. So unfortunately, the mirrors didn't make it in. Maybe they'll make a appearance at some later date into the game. But mirrors are not in. Nevertheless, there is a bunch of cool stuff in. Let's start with the trophies. There's fishing trophies, and like that tchotchke singing bass that like your uncle got 10 years ago or something and showed the family at Thanksgiving. Well, we got that in the game now. It even this week makes noise too. Is it a little music that it plays or whatever?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the tail, the fish tail wags and uh, and the mouth moves and
He says
uh,
something about I'm just a fish, I'm not raiding your base and some other stuff.
yeah, that's great. That's great. So that's the fishing trophies are part of this DLC. It is just one fishing trophy, right? And then you can put whatever fish you catch in there.
That's right. Yep.
All right, cool. And smell not included, thankfully, so you don't have to worry about that.
We hope, yeah.
On top of that, there's some hunting trophies too. There's a small and a large hunting trophy where you can actually skin an animal or even a human being and pop their head on the wall. The player heads fit on the small trophy along with like chickens and stuff. And then some of the bigger animals are for the large trophy. Now, there is a little trick to getting the heads, and this is something I'm waiting to see how they play this out, whether this part is in the DLC or I think it's just going to be a default part of the game, and then really people with the DLC will be able to utilize it. But there's a new skinning knife in the game, and the idea with the skinning knife is when you harvest an animal or a human corpse, then you also get a head bag. And that head bag has contents of whatever type of head you have just harvested. And you use that head bag to basically propagate the the trophies. So that's how that works. So in order to get a head on the trophy, you got to get a skinning knife, and then you got to harvest said animal with said skinning knife, and then you can utilize that and mount that on the trophy itself, which is cool. So you can have a bunch of animal heads in your base. You can have a bunch of human heads in your base. You can have a bunch of fish hanging on the wall. Uh, Base decor, you know how it goes. So that's pretty cool. There's also this cool swinging door we got. This is all this stuff is with a frontier vibe, so to speak. Now there is also apparently being worked on a frontier building skin, and that's not coming in this month, but we did do a little preview of it the other week, and we have seen a little preview of it, and it is kind of this, it would fit in line with the vibe of these items for sure. It's kind of like a wood skin, and more of that, well, I guess we'll just call it a frontier kind of look and feel. And these swinging doors are a great addition to that as well. You can kick them open, you can just open them, you can give it a little kick with a yeehaw, and it opens them up. They're not going to like protect your base too well, but hey, if you like setting up kind of role play stuff, dare I use the word, then this would be a great addition for you. Also, there are some rocking chairs. I think there's a green and a normal rocking chair, and they actually rock. You can sit in them and you can rock about back and forth and relax. And what else is there? There's some new planters. So there's a couple new planters that you can put plants in, and they've got, what are the different kind of themes? There's like a,
So we got a bathtub planter. We got the minecart planter, and it appears that they've renamed the other planter to the railroad planter now with the 9 slots.
okay, cool. So yeah, we've got a couple different planters. And what are the slots for each one of those?
So you've got 3 in the bathtub planter and 2 slots in the minecart planter.
Okay, beautiful. And so there's those planters as well. Another side note, and this is a little quality of life thing that snuck in, is if the planters are empty, you should be able to pick them up again now. So you can move the planters around a bit if they are completely empty and everything. And I believe that should go for every planter. Also, on top of that, there's some new types of storage. They are mirrors of the large wood storage. So they have the same amount of slots, but they are barrels. They're barrel storage. And so they look like just barrels. There's a horizontal and a vertical. The horizontal is like a laying down barrel, as we see, and the vertical is a standing up barrel. And it stores 48 items and can be looted. Now, I don't believe you can put a code lock on these barrels. Is that still correct?
I would double check, but as far as I know, no, you can't.
Yeah. So, and we're a little hesitant with all this stuff because everything can change last minute here before the update. So, everything with a grain of salt until the update is officially live, type of thing. But you can't lock up these goods. I've seen a number of posts back and forth on like Reddit and Twitter about these barrels being pay to win because either originally they had too much, they had like more storage, like I think it matched the coffin storage, and then they changed that to match large wood storage, and then people are saying, oh well, the size of them, you can fit more of them in one place. And I believe they changed the kind of bounds of them, so I don't think that's necessarily the case as much as it originally was on staging anymore. But also you can't lock them, So I think it's safe to say this isn't like a pay to win thing. It's more just like a cool looking new type of storage, but it does lack a utility, a fundamental utility that the other types of storage have, which is you can put code locks on other type of storage. And this is just a barrel anyone can wander in and start rummaging through. So keep that in mind as you got your torches out and pitchforks and everything. And speaking of torches, though, they've got the wall torches as well, right? With this base decor DLC.
They have indeed.
And so that's a cool thing. You can just mount some torches on your walls. I'm surprised this hasn't been more of a thing recently. This seems like one of the OG things that should have been part of a Rust base, but hey, it might take 10 years, but we got it. Here we go. We got some wall torches and stuff like that. You can put multiple types of torches in there. So you can use the Abyss torches or a regular torch, things like that. The other things we got going on, we got some wanted posters. There's a couple different types of wanted posters. And on those wanted posters, you can put different pictures from your contacts and stuff like that. So you can have little wanted things up. There's also some single weapon racks. So these are more like weapon trophy racks, I guess you could say, because they operate like the normal weapon racks, but instead of the normal weapon racks where you can put like a number of different things on them, on these weapon racks, it's a single item. So it's kind of more like a display rack. And there's a couple types of these racks uh, in total included in the DLC. And once again, they just mount one item and it's kind of up there, kind of for show. And yeah, and looking nice. Other than that, I feel like I'm missing at least one item. What's the other item I'm missing? Maybe I'm not.
As far as I know, I think you're good.
Yeah, I
Good
think I
enough.
might have gotten it. Holy
Yeah.
cow. I got it on the first go. But yeah, that is all part of the Frontier Base Decor pack that is on the item store right now. You can find it. And in fact, we're going to do a giveaway thanks to Facepunch. They gave us a couple keys to give away. So in chat right now, do hashtag giveaway for your chance to win the Frontier Decor pack. You can get a copy. There's 10 items total and 17 variants in there. And it's a cool pack to have. And we're giving it away. So hashtag giveaway in chat. We're giving away 2 of these. So there'll be one winner now. We're going to give away another one towards the end of the stream when the update is closer to coming out. And then we also have on Twitter or X or whatever, we have a contest there. So if you don't win this giveaway on stream, head over to Rustafied on X and repost or whatever, follow, repost, and you'll be entered to win another chance to get this Frontier Decor pack. And once again, if you don't win it, you can get it on the item store, $12.99 USD. Not sure what it is internationally, but it is chock full of a bunch of good stuff. Once again, 10 items, 17 variants of said items, and animal trophies, hero weapon racks, all with a Frontier theme, all cool stuff. And yeah, that's the Frontier Base Decor pack. Now, a couple other things coming in the update today. We do have rail network links are making their way onto the map. And this is something that's been in development for several weeks now. And also, Miss D, make sure to just cut me off whenever this giveaway is done and we can announce a
I'm
winner.
just giving it a few minutes.
Yeah, good call. We'll give it like 5 minutes or so. Once again, if you're just joining, giveaway, hashtag giveaway in chat for a chance to win this base decor, Frontier base decor pack. But yeah, rail network links have made their way in after being worked on for several weeks in staging and stuff like that. We do have them officially in the game and they are pretty cool. They do pretty much what you would expect the name to do, which is link the above and below ground rail networks. It is kind of just 2 tunnels and they just kind of travel down a slope. And or if you're below, they travel up a slope to get up to the above ground. And they just link up between 2 rail tracks, the above and below ground rail networks. So that means you can bring trains below ground now. You can bring work carts above ground if you want, and just have a bunch more flexibility when it comes to traversing the plains of Rust via rail. And with that, you'll find it looks like there were about 2 per map. Originally, we thought there was going to be one baked into the to the train yard monument, but we have yet to see it at the train yard monument. As I looked yesterday, it didn't look like there was anything at the train yard monument for this, but nevertheless, we did see 2 on the map. And so you can just find them on the in-game map. It looks like a little tunnel icon. And yeah, there could be more on some maps, could be less. It really varies depending on the seed and what specific specifications the person who chose the map, went with. But it looks like there's a couple per map, and they allow you to, go between above ground and below ground, and vice versa. So that's cool. Also, this month, some radiation has been added to oil rigs. And this was in an attempt to stop players from camping the oil rig, to stop the hacked crate from spawning, which would happen. People very often will get in our Discord and complain, hey, the oil rig crate hasn't respawned in 3 hours or whatever. And it's pretty much always because someone's just camping oil rig and stopping that crate from respawning and stopping the progression of other people in the server because they're camping it. Well, to counteract that, what they have done this week or this month is added some radiation to oil rig. So as it stands, and this is all subject to change, but 45 minutes after the crate starts being hacked, the radiation will start ramping up. And over 5 minutes, it'll ramp up to 100. So the idea being that after the crate the hack has started and everything, and that goes through its cycle, it'll start kind of kicking people off the oil rig with radiation such that the crate can respawn. And then I believe the radiation goes away once the crate respawns. Haven't had a ton of time to fully flush this out and test this, but that's my sense of the situation. And this happens to both oil rigs, the small and the large, and it should stop people from camping it and should help more hacked crates to spawn accordingly. Also, we have the wire tool some quality of life coming in for that wire tool. And this is a cool thing, especially for the electricians of Rust, because the main thing that they've done is set it so that as you start placing a wire down and you place a couple points for the wire, if you switch off the wire tool to something else, say you got to place another electrical element that you forgot to place or something like that, it won't cancel all the things that you already placed down with that wire tool that wasn't closed. It will actually just save the position that you were at with the wire tool when you switched off of it. And you can, of course, right click and delete that if you want to. But this means that you don't have to have the full line complete before switching off the wire tool. You can kind of have a little bit more flexibility with placing it and then placing some other things and then coming back to where you stopped with that one specific run of the wire and pick up from there. So a nice little quality of life thing, definitely going to improve the lives of those Rust electricians out there, which is nice. Also, they got some changes coming in for horses. So this is mainly in the realm of the UI and the loot for horses and the equipment that you add to it. So basically what they've done is they've split up the UI between the 4 equipment slots and the storage. And so now when you inspect a horse or whatever, you can just see the 4 equipment slots when you click in. And then once you if you add some saddlebags, you can hold E on it and then go and select the loot, and then you'll see a separate UI panel with the horse loot. The other thing with this is they have increased once again the saddlebag carrying slots to 12 from 6. So that means you can actually fit a bunch more stuff on a horse. Each saddlebag has 12 slots instead of 6. And you can even add, if you want to, up to 4 saddlebags and have 48 slots on the horse. Although keep in mind, each saddlebag you add does lower the speed of the horse. And by the time you add 4 bags, that is one slow ass horse. So not necessarily what you'll want to do, but if you do need a pack mule or something like that, then you have that option now more so than before. But mainly the UI was split up between the equipment and the loot because that was confusing. And if you're just looking at how to access the loot on a horse after the update, you want to hold E and select the loot option from the radial menu.
Quick question, not question. I'm gonna end the giveaway for now.
Cool, let's do it.
The winner is Ellen Makes You Happy.
Nice. Well, I hope we just made Alan happy by winning the
Yeah.
DLC.
Congratulations, Ellen Makes You Happy.
And we'll reach out. Misty, can you get their Steam ID via DM and then send that over to me? We'll get that prize dispersed
Yes, I'll try to
after the
reach out to
stream
them.
here. Cool. All right, and congrats. And we will do another base decor pack DLC giveaway here in probably like 15 minutes. So stay tuned for another chance to win. And once again, we've got one more giveaway going on Twitter or X or whatever. So you just have to follow and repost or whatever for a chance to win on X. Also, going on in other stuff in development. Well, Halloween is gone. The Halloween event is going away with the update today. So all that spooky stuff and the portals and everything will be disabled. And thankfully, that should help server performance a bit, which is nice. Also, a couple other quality of life things and things like that. This is a big one. Items dropped through vehicles should no longer fall through the bottom. So if you're on a boat or something like that and you need to pass someone uh, some inventory items or worse, an AK or something like that, you should have more luck because instead of the item falling through the bottom, it should be contained in the vehicle and able to be got by other people. So that's a really nice quality of life thing coming in. Also, FacePunch did, and this was actually a couple weeks ago. This was middle of last month. This was launched, but it's, I guess, the official launch is today. Is a new map that was created by the community, but is kind of being officially supported by FacePunch, and it's the Observer Island map. And that should be available on certain FacePunch servers again after the update today. So if you're looking for kind of a change of pace, a more static kind of map gameplay experience, then check out Observer Island. I'm going to see if we have the ability at Rustafied to host that map as well. And if we do, we might roll that into our Zen Labs rotation later in the month. Because it's always cool to see a new custom map come into the game. And it's cool to see one that's kind of officially supported by FacePunch and everything like that. And so I'm not sure the specifics of how that's going to work, but we will, if we can, run Observer Island on the Zen Lab servers. Also, another quality of life thing coming in today is you can unload ammo from the weapons while in storage boxes. And that's pretty cool because you just need a weapon with ammo in it in a storage box, and then you can click on it. And like you've seen if you've played with the weapon racks and the unload ammo ability and load ammo ability with the weapon racks, it's basically like that, but now worked into the normal storage. So there's just a little button in the UI that says when you click on the item per se, it will say unload ammo. And then that ammo will come out of the gun and into your inventory. And so just giving you a little bit more ability and flexibility when it comes to inventory management and stuff like that. Also, players, I mentioned this before, they should be able to pick up planters now if the planter is empty. So that's a nice little thing. If you planted or put down a planter that isn't where you'd like it to be, you don't have to destroy it or anything. You should just be able to make sure it's empty and then pick it up and then replace it, which is always nice. And then finally, they also added a fourth slot to the M39 so you can attach a scope, muzzle, laser, and extended mag if you want to. So that's the M39 now does have 4 attachment slots as well. That's another little quality of life thing coming in the update today. Once again, if you're just tuning in, the update is expected to hit in the next half hour, 30 to 31 minutes. Sometimes it hits a little early. Generally speaking, what we see is the server update will hit first about 20 minutes or so before the hour. And then we wait a little bit and then the client update and the dev blog hit. And that's when we say the update is officially live. And that all should take place within the next half hour. The times are once again a little wonky today because UK did do their time change thing and the US hasn't yet. The US is going to do it in a couple of days. And so this is like the 1 week of the year where it's the most confusing. So the time zone or the time change stuff is always confusing anyway, but especially when different continents do it in different times, it just adds to it. So if you're in the US, yes, the force wipe is like an hour later than usual today. Yes, our update stream did start an hour later than usual. This all should even out again by next week because the US is going to change their time. But yeah, within half an hour, we should see this update live. And in the meantime, do we have any questions from the audience, Misty?
Yes, we do. And I see a bunch of them, so I'm going to start with that. Can you put a storage adapter on the new things? So I just put one on the barrels.
So yes, you can hook the barrels up to industrial stuff via the
It's,
adapter.
yeah, you can at least put a storage adapter on them. So I assume so. You just can't put them on the bathtub, and the other one you can't. Only the barrels for now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the others are planters. Yeah.
Yeah, the others
Yeah.
are planters. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can hook up the industrial stuff, it looks like, to the new storage units as part of the Frontier Decor pack. The barrels, there is a horizontal and a vertical barrel. You cannot, as it stands, put locks on this storage, this type of storage. So it does have a little less utility than a normal large wood storage. Same 48 slots that a large wood storage has, but less utility overall. And it does take up a little different sizing and everything like that. But yeah, the utility of the large wood storage is still going to be far superior because you can lock them up.
When are we going to have BR servers back?
That's a complicated question. And I don't know. Basically, we tried really hard to thrive in that region. And we tried a couple hosts over a couple years. And the long and short is we just couldn't find anything reliable that would work down there to allow us to run a server that's up to our standards and going to be as reliable as, well, our standards are. And literally the one company we were using, which was just okay enough but not great, they literally went out of business. There was another company that was going to be getting into a data center down there, and we ordered a bunch of hardware and had it shipped down, and it got stuck in customs for a couple months and then stolen from customs. And then we sent more hardware down, and that got stuck in customs. And at that point, and then for like 6 months at the end of last year, we were hosting BR out of Texas because, well, the host we were with in BR went out of business and we had no other options. And we were hoping to get this hardware in, but it got stolen and it never got there. And I just pulled the plug. I said, this is crazy. We're shutting our BR servers down for the time being. I am keeping an eye on the hosting situation in the region. And if a really great host does show up somehow, I'm open to trying to start some BR servers again. I know there's a huge population of the game who plays in South America and would love, and there's a lack of South American servers. But unfortunately, the infrastructure down there just wasn't conducive enough for us to run servers up to par. And shit was going out of business, getting stolen. It was just a nightmare. And so I just pulled the plug. I'm open to trying in the future, but as it stands now, there's still no, from what I've seen, reliable options down there. And so, sorry.
Oh, I got the Alan Mix. You happy to message me now because his whisper was blocked.
Okay. Yeah. So the guy who won the DLC, try messaging Misty
Yeah.
again.
Yes. Thank you. Is it acceptable to get pineapple on pizza?
Who's asking this
So
question?
that is time consumer 06.
That's been kind of a point of contention in our organization for a while now,
Yeah.
because some people are very much on the side of pineapple. Me personally, I don't love it. I'm not so polarized. I feel like there's a lot of other things in the world to be polarized about right now. When I've been really drunk, and that's basically the only times I've really had and sort of enjoyed pineapple pizza, when I'm just wasted. But in normal instances, man, nah, it just shouldn't be. Shouldn't be.
I think
But
for
that's just my
me,
personal opinion. Love to all, though.
yeah, I can eat it, but I would never order it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. If I'm wasted and it's right there in front of me, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna eat some, but not crazy about it. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion,
Yeah.
and I honor everybody.
Let me see here.
Artemis, what's your thoughts on pineapple on pizza, by the way?
No, it's not for me, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Like you
right
say, I
on.
love to all, but not for me.
What change to Rust was the one that excited you the most?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm
God,
thinking here.
I've been tracking development for 10 years now. When I was, well, not only like did I start in Legacy, but then when we started with the, I throw out the air quotes, experimental version, it was like some rolling hills with some big wolf monuments, and you couldn't even like stop a base from being raided. So man, that's hard. What do you guys think? Anything coming to mind?
It's a
I'm gonna
tough
say the
one.
base decor DLC pack today, baby. No, I'm kidding.
We got it right. I think when oil rigs came in, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the water stuff as well. So, I mean, I like that a lot.
Yeah. The labs are cool. The subs are
Yeah,
cool.
just even the sharks, even though they scared the shit out of me, but I still like it.
I'm gonna go back there. I liked when cupboards came in because you could protect your base a little bit better. Before that, it was kind of a nightmare,
Yeah, I
uh,
see.
and people could build all over the place and grief you like crazy. And it was launched to mixed reviews originally, but I think the cupboard is a really great idea and a kind of a tried and true one. It's been here for a while. Probably most people don't recall playing without a cupboard, but I vaguely do, and that was a pretty big positive addition in my mind.
Can you jump over the swinging doors?
I don't believe so.
No, you can't,
You can kick
unfortunately.
them in, but you
You
can't
can,
jump
yeah.
over
Yeah,
them.
kick them. Can you stack the vertical barrels?
No, you can't at the moment.
Yeah,
No,
that would
that
be
would be
cool.
cool though. Yeah, you could have a
Yeah.
little
Yeah, for
barrel
sure.
storage warehouse kind of
Yeah.
thing. That would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
What about the pipe system barrel? So I think since you can put storage adapter, you can do that as well. So
Yeah, you can. It looks like hook the barrels up to the industrial system via the adapter. So although you can't lock the barrel, you can indeed utilize it in an industrial system. So it'd be like a great drop box, for instance, that you don't need locked up, things like that. And it's just nice change of pace look wise for your base.
and I'm so bad with name pronouncings, but we got a gifted sub from Mangsters, I think. He gifted a tier 1 sub to Lamp Oil Orion, something.
Well,
And
thank you.
and Crackerjack AU gifted a subs to Big Biggest underscore SC.
Man, you're really struggling with those names today, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I
thank
think
you.
it's because it's cut up like in two
Yeah,
sections.
it's fine. I'm pretty dyslexic when it comes to names, but a huge thank you guys for those subs and for the support. That's a great opportunity for me to represence everyone to the fact that we are not developers of the game. We're not on the Facepunch payroll. We are just an independent organization over here at Rustafied who loves reporting on development news and running the best servers that we possibly can. And we do that just as an independent organization, relying on the support of the community. So, to everyone who tunes in and watches, to people who give bits, to sub on Twitch, and to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers, thank you all so much, because it's all that support that literally allows us to show up week after week, run the charity events, do the streams, report on development news, and run the servers that we do. Without that support, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. So a huge thank you, everyone, and shout out to everyone who supports us. Much love and gratitude.
Speaking of gifted, C1499 just gifted 5. Thank you, C.
Awesome.
Hell
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, thanks.
And with all that generosity in mind, let's and the server update just launched. So let's start the second giveaway here for the second base decor, the Frontier base decor pack that we're giving away here. Once again, shout
Yes.
out to Facepunch for giving us a couple keys to give away and for all their support. Do hashtag giveaway in chat for your chance to be entered. Also, we're actively doing a giveaway campaign on Twitter. So look for my post there and retweet it and follow or whatever kids do these days. And you have a chance to win there as well. And with that, we got the server update out, which is a great sign. That's a beautiful sign. That means that the update looks like it's coming out on time. I'm going to tweet about it real quick, and then we'll be right back here.
Artemis, can you try and check if you can fit barrels in half-height areas? And if they
yes,
can fit in triangles?
they can fit in triangles, but they can't fit in half height. They're just over at the moment.
And cool. And with that, the server update is live. And this is right on target for an on time update. And so, what that looks like is the server update comes out first. And look at that, just like 20 minutes before the turn in an hour. And then in the next 15 minutes or so, we should see the client update hit and the dev blog go live. And when that client update hits, we do say the update is officially live. We're going to start taking our servers down, wiping them, updating them, and getting them back up for this update now. If you are a server owner, I recommend you do the same because that server update is live. The client is pending. And just a quick recap for anyone wondering, it is a forced map wipe, as with all first Thursdays of the month. There is no forced blueprint wipe, although many servers do choose to wipe blueprints with the first Thursday forced wipe, including most of Rustafied servers, with the exception of medium 3 and long 3 in US and EU. The medium 3s and long 3s do not wipe blueprints unless it is forced by face punch. So that's just a heads up.
I was just replying to one in chat. Someone was asking, what is the Twitter handle for the giveaway there?
Yep, just at Rustafied over there on X. Good old fashioned X.com.
Yeah. Okay, next, can you drive cars down the new train interchange?
Oh, good question. I imagine
Yeah, I don't see
can.
why not. To be
Yeah,
fair,
I
there's
don't see why
nothing
not.
Thing is, I can't even spawn one in for you guys because I have to wire it all up, and we can't spawn a whole car.
I think we can actually.
Oh, we can if you know how. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I was just doing that when we were testing for the Charitable Rust races. Let me
Oh, sweet. All right, go for it.
go back in game and see what I see.
Don't go to. So you want to go to L6, because the other one I think it's not quite spawned right.
Here, let me just see if I can spawn one right here, and then I can give you the thing.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Let me know when you're done and ready for the next question.
That didn't work.
Holy shit. Just got, was that 20 subs he just gifted?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for the support.
The real soup just gifted. That's a lot of subs.
There we go. If you do spawn 2 modular underscore car underscore S for spawned, and then you do fix cars near it, you should be able to get a car going.
So what's the first string? Hang on.
So it's just that easy.
Yeah, sweet.
So it's spawn and then the number 2 and then no space module underscore car underscore SP should work. Should be enough. And then
Easy
that will,
peasy.
yeah, that will spawn a 2
Nice.
modular car. And then you can do fixed cars next to it. And then you should just have to gas her up
What,
because I
all
don't
one
think that
word?
puts
Fix
gas.
cars?
Yeah, fixed cars. Oh, and
Nice.
that even puts some gas in the tank. So you should be good to test from there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we'll test driving down one of these. I see why. I see no reason why you wouldn't be able to, but let's test
No,
it.
me
Might
neither.
as well.
But as long as it's spawned nicely.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes here as this giveaway is still going. By the way, if you're just joining us,
Yeah.
hashtag giveaway in chat for your chance to win a copy of the Frontier Base Decor Pack. Once again, huge shout out and thank you to Facepunch for giving us a couple copies to give away. And
2 more minutes before it closes.
2 more minutes before it closes.
Okay, next question. What is ZenLab server?
ZenLabs is our place for trying out custom maps, and it is actually the only one of the only places on the official list where you can try out custom maps. It's not the only anymore because Facepunch is hosting the Observer Island map, but yeah, it's where we are hosting and trying out different community-made maps on the official list. We went with ZenLabs for the name because, well, that's part of the lore of the game, and it's kind of a testing area, so labs seem to make sense. And so yeah, but that's what the ZenLab servers are. They're weekly wipe, and we have a different rotation of a couple custom maps. We've got Happus, we've got Synecdoche, we've got Isle of Rust, and hopefully later this month we'll be able to do the new one that they're playing with, Observer Island. But I'm not 100% sure on the permissions people will have for that. But yeah, look at that. The car can go down underneath the ground.
Yeah,
Down.
I'd say the
It
physics
can
are
go
a bit risky,
down.
so handle there. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a little wonky, but you can do it.
I got a question for Bugs. Does he actually play the game or is he only making the servers?
I've played the game a ton over the years. Honestly, this year I haven't played it a lot. I've been really focusing on updating our systems, moderating the servers, and doing various other things. And so, honestly, when it's time to like play a game, Rust isn't the first place I gravitate to this year, at least. I am planning for, as I go on a little uh, break in December, I'm probably going to play a wipe. But yeah, honestly, I haven't played that much this year because I've just been focusing on running Rustafied and upping our game, so to speak, and making sure our servers are good. So by the time it comes time to play, I'm not like really vibing with doing that, but I probably will for at least another wipe by the end of the year. How about you guys? You playing much wipes lately?
Yeah, actually, I have been playing a few months, and then I recently, this Thursday, started playing Foxhole again.
Nice.
oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, I always enjoy, even if it's just a short one for a few days.
Yeah, yeah, and I got to get back into it too. It's like, but when you all your work is around it, it's like not the first place you necessarily gravitate to when it's time to relax. I've been playing a lot of GTA Online again recently, which is I know kind of like ancient at this point, but you know, to each their own.
Is there any new changes to the turret limit?
No, I haven't seen any turret changes this month. I was keeping an eye out because there was a lot of talk about that. There was some wonkiness with electricity we've seen, and I'm not sure. There are always those hidden commits that are obfuscated from us. So it's possible some things have changed with electricity and with the turrets and everything like that, but I'm not aware of anything big uh, player wise that is changing with the turrets this month.
20 more seconds, then I close the giveaway.
Cool. Hashtag
Hashtag giveaway
giveaway.
in chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a new AK recoil? Haha.
No new AK recoil, no bringing back the old recoil that we see. I don't think old recoil is ever going to come back, to be honest with y'all. I know that is often a request, but I don't think it is going to happen. But also, no new AK recoil that we're seeing this month. And for anyone just tuning in, the server update is live. It is live as of just about 10 minutes ago. The update is expected in the next 12 minutes to hit. That will look like just the client update coming out, and then we say the update is live. Also, the dev blog should hit here shortly, which is another key piece of it. But really, the client update is the big thing. And we're keeping an eye out. Maybe I'll do a quick recap here as we're just waiting for that client update to hit.
Yeah, let me do the withdraw. Give me a sec.
Cool. Yeah, we'll declare the winner of that second and last giveaway.
The winner is Ouch My Head Jaws.
Nice. Well, congrats. Ouch. And enjoy that Frontier base decor pack and all that nifty new stuff to
Yeah, and
decorate
please
your
send me
base.
a whisper on Twitch. So
Yeah,
I need
send
your Steam ID.
Misty, that's me on Twitch. Send her a whisper and with your Steam ID, and we'll get that pack dispersed out to your Steam account here this afternoon. I got to send it on to Face Punch, the winners, but I will make sure to do that today. So, with that, client update is live. Holy crap. So let me tweet about it real quick. That is a little early today, but that's awesome. Early is always good.
Recapity cap.
Yeah, let's recap here. So the client update is live, server update is live, dev blog is still pending. I'll give a quick recap here as we're winding this puppy down, but it is update day. The timing was a little off because UK changed their times and US didn't. So if you're in the US, yes, it is like an hour later than usual. That all will clear up next week. Charitable Rust raised over $228,000 so far. A huge shout out to Face Punch for donating their portion of the skin sales just earlier this week. We have still, at Rustafied, we're waiting on our portion of the skin sales to come down. We'll put that up in the next week or so, whenever it comes down. And that should bring the total amount raised for Charitable Rust 2023 to over $300,000. We'll have final numbers for sometime this month, likely, and definitely for the next December update. But a huge shout out to everyone who participated, who generously donated, all that stuff to help us raise more funds for Charity Water than any other Charitable Rust before, bringing the total raise for Charitable Rust over it looks like over $1.3 million over the course of 9 years. So how incredible is that? Awesome work, everybody. And huge shout out to Face Punch and everyone else who helped us achieve our goals there and break our goals there. So quick recap here before we wind this puppy down. The Frontier Base Decor DLC is live today with the update. It includes 10 old-timey items with 17 different variants. There's a bunch of stuff like storage barrels, wanted posters, hunting trophies. There's a fish trophy where you can hit the fish and it starts singing like that singing bass and making some sounds and wagging its tail. It's funny. It's a good gag. There's new planters. There's rocking chairs. There's all this stuff, all part of the Frontier Base Decor this month's DLC going live. $12.99 USD on the item store. Go check it out now. And also, if you want a chance to win, we got one more chance over on X or Twitter. Follow and retweet or repost or whatever the heck for your chance to win over there. We got one more copy to give out, and we'll be closing that out later today. But yeah, check out that Base Decor DLC. Just a bunch of great options to just decorate your base, spruce it up. One thing I want to note is part of this, if you're wondering how to get the heads on the trophies, you need that skinning knife. The skinning knife, as it stands, is that a default item, or how are you getting that skinning knife at the moment?
No, can't see it at the moment. That's what I just checked. It doesn't appear to be an unlockable.
Oh, you know what?
BP.
Maybe they changed it and just you'll get a head bag when you harvest any animal now. I can imagine maybe they changed it to that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Now
I'm confused last minute here, but I'm basing this off of how this was working on Stage Engines before. But yeah, go try to slaughter an animal and harvest it. See if you get a head bag in there. While I'm finishing up this recap. So Base Decor DLC, the Frontier stuff, awesome, cool vibes. Also, there is a Frontier Base like building DLC coming out at some point, probably next month, maybe. So there's going to be a whole base design around this Frontier stuff as well. And it should all look pretty cool together. So that's going to be awesome. Just to finish up this recap here, we got rail network links coming in. There's about 2 of these on each map, each normal size map from what we've seen. It's demarcated on the in-game map with a tunnel icon. And this just is a tunnel that links the above and below ground rail network. So it's just like a curved tunnel that goes down or goes up depending on where you're starting. It's got 2 rails on it, and this allows you to take a train from above ground to below ground and a work cart from below ground to above ground. You can even take some cars down there that we were seeing. So yeah, you can do that. That's the rail network links. They are live with the update today. Also, oil rig radiation looks like it's coming in basically 45 minutes after a crate starts being hacked. The radiation will ramp up to 100 rads over 5 minutes. And the idea is here to just get the campers off the oil rig so that the hacked crate can respawn. We got some wire tool quality of life coming in. Basically, the wire tool, you can start now placing a wire, you can place a bunch of different points for a wire. Then you can switch to a different item, like say you need to put another electrical device mounted on the wall. When you come back to the wire tool, it will pick up where you left off, even if you didn't complete that wire run, which is a nice little thing, nice quality life. We got some horse changes. Basically, saddlebags now carry 12 slots instead of 6, and they've split up in the UI the 4 equipment slots from the loot slots. So to get the loot on a horse, you got to hold E and select loot option from the radial menu. And then if you examine, you can see the inventory slots and add whatever inventory you want. This does allow you to add up to 48 storage slots on a horse, although keep in mind as you add saddlebags, the horse does slow down significantly. So 4 saddlebags is going to be a slow ass horse. So just keep that in mind. Halloween is gone. The Halloween event is no longer with the update today. Items dropped in vehicles no longer fall through the bottom. This is a huge quality of life thing that's been kind of a thorn in the side of the game for years now, and that should be resolved. So if you're in a boat with a friend and you need to throw a weapon their way, it ideally won't go through the bottom of the boat anymore. Also, Observer Island map is now on certain Facepunch servers. This is a new officially supported, I guess, map. I'm not sure if other people are going to be able to host it, but if they can, we'll be hosting on Zen Labs in the near future. Also, you can unload ammo from weapons while they're in storage boxes now, kind of like how the weapon rack unload works, which is cool. Nice little quality life. Players can pick up planters if they are empty. That's cool. And finally, the M39 has added a 4th slot to the attachments, so you can add scope, muzzle, laser, and extended mag if you want. And that about does it for the recapity cap. Once again, if you're just tuning in, the update is live. Server came out a while ago. Client came out just about 7 minutes ago, give or take. And so we do have our server should be up and wiped already. And yeah, I'm proud to say the update is live. Huge shout out to Facepunch for getting the update out not only on time but early today. And yeah, and once again, just a huge shout out to everyone who supported with Charitable Rust. We'll have final numbers for that later this month.
And bugs, to clarify, it does seem like it's just the skinning knife that you can get the head bags with for the moment. But then if you think about it, that would kind of make sense because you only get the trophies with the DLC too, right? So
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, you'll need that skinning knife to get the head bags, to add the heads to the trophies, and all subject to change as with everything. But with that, I think we will wind this puppy down. One last question or so?
Just, yeah, kind of, but I can't get a hold of, ouch, my head jaws. So we'll try again a little.
Okay, and if that falls through, I'll do another giveaway on Twitter or X or whatever. But ouch, guy, you won. So message Miss D your Steam ID so we can give you your prize.
Yes, and the last thing, you can actually jump over the double door, the new one.
Oh, hot damn.
Yeah, I just did it.
Nice. So cool. You can kick it in or you can jump over it. Very cool. Thank you, Miss D, for that clarification.
You're welcome.
All right, beautiful. Well, we're going to wind this puppy down. Once again, the update is out. Our server should be live and updated and wiped and all that good stuff. And just a huge thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Thank you to everyone who gives us bits, subscribes on Twitch, and to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do this because we are an independent organization. We're not developers of the game. We're not on the Facepunch payroll, and we rely on the support of the community. So thank you so much for that support. We'll keep doing what we're doing. And thank you, Artemis and Miss D, for being my co-MCs as always.
You're welcome as always.
Yep, most welcome, Bugs.
And with that, we're going to wind this puppy down. We'll be back next week. I was going to say same time, same place, but it's going to be an hour earlier next week. But I don't know. I don't know why we still change our time.
It'll be an hour earlier for the US. It'll
be
the same time for
shit.
the EU.
Yeah, it'll be the same thing depending on where you. It's 1 p.m.
Can they just make it stop?
I know. What are we doing? Are we a bunch of fucking farmers here? Why are we doing this still? Anyway, I don't know why. I'm sure there's a good reason. I don't know. World control, I'm sure. No, I don't know. Anyway, but thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to my co-MCs as always. We're going to wind this puppy down. I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful wipe. This is Bugs signing off.